Hey everyone, it's Megativity500 here, and I'm back once again for another WrestleMania review. Last year I actually reviewed WrestleMania 28, and I didn't get a lot of views, but I decided what the hell, I'll put it anyway. Now, I haven't posted any videos ever since, like, my birthday, that was like in January 7th, or anything with HFK. Well, I've been busy doing that, but that's a different story. But today we're talking about WrestleMania 29. Here we go, WrestleMania's 29 right here, promotional poster featuring The Rock and John Cena, with the theme songs Coming Home by Diddy and Dirty Money featuring Skylar Grey, and Bones by Young Guns. The attendance that night would be 80,676, would be at the MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Now, I'm going to give you my point of views like last year, and some of the details went down in that match. So, let's begin with our first match. Well, this is technically a match that they made recently, but I'm going to read it, including it of Wikipedia a little bit. Apparently, there was supposed to be a match between Tons of Funk, which would be Brodus Clay, Sweet Tea, or Tensai, and the Funkadactyls. And then Team Rhodes Scholars would be Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow, and the Bella Twins, which was a match they were building up. When the Bellas returned on the 11th of March, that began with the managers of Sandow and Rhodes. In each past week, it would be Rhodes Scholars pinning up on the Tons of Funk, the Bellas beating the Funkadactyls. So basically, it was going to possibly lead up to an 8-man mixed tag team match at WrestleMania. However, apparently, WWE did not include this match in the pre-show, pay-per-view, or the post-show, and it was actually removed 2 days prior of the April 5th SmackDown. So therefore, only 9 matches were recorded that night, and I'd say, even without that, it was a heck of a show. Let's start off with our pre-show. Miz, Wade Barrett, Intercontinental Championship. Now, I was actually intrigued. Wade Barrett, I gotta admit, is a decent character, or is an impressive wrestler. I admit Wade Barrett is. So here's how the rivalry basically. At the same time movies were coming out, Wade Barrett had his minor role in Dead Man Down, which The Miz had the Marine 3 Homefront. And this had a little bit of a rivalry with Chris Jericho. But then when Barrett kept on bugging Miz on main events, and when Miz got a win, he finally got a shot, which would make him a match at WrestleMania, which would be announced on the pre-show. This match was intriguing. I watched it on the live via stream on the YouTube with my cousin, which I watched it every year. This year, or whatever. And this time we saw it. This match was intriguing. It was some pretty close calls. But in the end, Miz pulled off a sweet way. I kind of like what Miz did right before he ended off. He used the figure 4 leg lock, which was given by Ric Flair. Therefore, Intercontinental Championship. Now, and then, let's get on to the show. Apparently, when they started the show, I thought they were going to do the old traditional America theme song, the Home of the Free. But apparently they instead put the Hurricane Sandy, which I didn't have no problem with. Nothing to say about that. So, moving on. Next match, we would have Sheamus, Randy Orton, Big Show, and The Shield in 6-man tag match. So, who was I predicting on this match? Yeah, it was kind of a mix, because Sheamus, Randy Orton, I respect and all, and then there was the wild card, the Big Show, who, leading up, originally it was supposed to be Sheamus, Randy Orton, and Ryback against the Shield, but I'll get to that next story in a bit. Then, when Ryback got replaced for a match that was going to place later on that night at WrestleMania, they decided to put the Big Show, which became a wild card, because Big Show was a heel teaming up with 2 faces. This couldn't technically do. However, they did do it well back in 27, if you remember when Kane and the Big Show with Santino and Vladimir Kozlov, or Kofi Kingston, whatever. So, in the match, they pulled off some amazing moves. Surprisingly, Sheamus and Big Show pulled off the vests of each of Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, giving some slaps in with Big Show's chops and the Sheamus thing, whatever. So, near the end, Big Show was trying to get into a tag, but then Sheamus, or Randy Orton, tagged himself in. Randy Orton was going to the RKOs. He got a mid-air RKO on Seth Rollins. Then Roman Reigns came in with a spear, and then Dean Ambrose got the pin. Big Show could have done it, but then he got upset, like, hey, I want to part in. So the match would go, the Shield would be victorious. So throughout the night, I'm so far 1-1. It's kind of even ground. So after the match, Big Show was kind of pissed at Randy Orton. So he ended up giving the knockout punch to both Sheamus and Randy Orton and leaving the ring. Let's get on to our second match, which would be Mark Henry and Ryback. Now, Ryback lately, ever since Hell in a Cell, has been having a complete losing streak at pay-per-views. Face it, I respect Ryback, and he is incredible in the ring, but lately he's just having that losing streak. He got screwed at Hell in a Cell thanks to our very friendly friend over there in Monday Nights, Mr. Damn it, I forgot his name. Hold on. Whatever. So he got screwed at Hell in a Cell, and then Survivor Series, The Shield, and then he lost with Team Hell No, and then he lost to John Cena as the number 30 entrant in the Royal Rumble, lost again to The Shield at Elimination Chamber, and then basically leading up to, he's been having a losing streak, so he could have had a chance. But then again, Mark Henry recently came back after the elimination, when the World Heavyweight Championship picture was going on. So basically, that went on for a bit, and I actually thought this rivalry was intense. Leading up, I say, was actually an incredible match. It was actually strength. Actually, I was impressed that Mark Henry got lifted by Ryback. However, in the end, it would be Ryback getting crushed thanks to Mark Henry putting his weight, getting the rope, and squashing the back. Therefore, Ryback would lose once again. But Mark Henry, as soon as he leaves, Ryback he goes for the spine buster, and then he pulls off a shell shock onto Henry, giving him a feed me more chance. So far, I am now 1-2. Let's get on to our third match. Team Hell No. Daniel Bryan Kane, Dolph Ziggler, Big E Langston, AJ Lee, Tag Team Championships on the line. Okay. Dolph Ziggler is an impressive superstar. We all know that. And Big E was the wild card of this night, which we never knew how he competed in WWE unless you watched the NXT online somewhere. And then there was AJ Lee. So we had two wild cards in the match. So as soon as the match was building up, as the match started, Dolph Ziggler decided to do last year. Dolph Ziggler asked AJ to get a kiss. Then Daniel Bryan went for a nice enziguri. We thought it was going to be a quick win, but no, we didn't. So, throughout the match, and when Big E Langston got tagged in by Dolph, they brought in Kane, and I was dumbfounded. Big E Langston was indeed a wild card, and he did put on one hell of a match for me, somewhat. So, in the end, it would be at least Dolph Ziggler being chokeslammed by Kane, and then he tags in Daniel Bryan for the flying goat, or whatever it is. It looks like the Chris Benoit flying headbutt. So far, Team Hell No wins the Tag Team Championship. Next, we have another wild card match. Fandango versus Chris Jericho. If you might know, Fandango is, if you should not know, is Johnny Curtis, who apparently went on for some weird change thing and went on dancing. So leading up to making his promos and stuff, that's all we've seen. And then we've seen him trying to get into a match, but he didn't. And then when Chris Jericho got involved, he kept on making fun of his name. And then leading up to matches, he says, "You can't wrestle." Well, unless you went to his live show events, he did wrestle. I never saw any of his matches, but he did wrestle. So, leading up, I was actually expecting Jericho to win. But then again, Fandango, we don't know if he can wrestle or not. Never mind. So anyway, he went up to Walls of Jericho. When Chris Jericho was trying to go for the lion style, he kind of screwed up. I don't know if he actually screwed up or he just made a mistake. And then he went for the Walls of Jericho, and then Fandango got the sneak package. So therefore, Fandango makes a debut win. So far, almost every one of the match, I've actually seen a lot of the debuts of some superstars that done well. Like the Shield were successful, Ryback wasn't. Big E Langston wasn't, but Fandango was. So far, I'm kind of seeing a pattern right here. So with The Miz so far and Team Hell No, I'm already 2 wins. So the rest of the matches should at least help me out. 5th match, we get into the main event status right now. We're going Alberto Del Rio, Jack Swagger with the World Heavyweight Championship. I was totally with Alberto Del Rio. What Jack Swagger said is not really what I approve, because I just think it's damn right wrong in so many ways. So, technically, I had a somewhat guessing point at this point of the pay-per-view. I wanted Alberto to win, but on the other hand, I wanted Dolph Ziggler to cash in Money in the Bank. I mean, come on. If he wants to steal the show, why not steal the show on the grandest stage of them all? Come on! It would have been the biggest turn ever. It'd be like Dolph Ziggler loses the tag team titles, Big E Langston comes out of nowhere or something and punches them, and then it would be Dolph Ziggler winning the World Heavyweight Championship. That's simple. In fact, I would actually like to see Dolph Ziggler versus Jack Swagger, even though you saw them with Vicky Guerrero being the manager back in 2011 and 12. It would actually be an interesting match. I thought that would have been interesting that either Alberto Del Rio wins and then Dolph Ziggler cashes in Money in the Bank and steals the show, like he says. That's what I thought. But no, Alberto wins with a cross-arm breaker, therefore making him now still the World Heavyweight Champion. Next up, Undertaker, CM Punk. Oh boy. Whew. A lot of thoughts. CM Punk, I had to say, right now is like so far one of the best heels at this time. I gotta admit, some of this stuff, well, I thought when he was going down to the path with Undertaker, I thought, oh, so much pain is gonna be suffered here. So, leading up, when Punk made his entrance, he actually had Living Colour perform his theme song, Cult of Personality, which I thought was actually pretty cool. Me and my cousin's like, whoa, damn. And I thought Undertaker was going to have a better entrance, but apparently he had, like, fans or people that looked like he had zombies trying to capture him. This was actually a pretty close call. This went on for at least 22 minutes and 8 seconds, so far throughout the next 3 final matches, there are at least almost half an hour matches. So, within that mind, Undertaker Punk, who was I rooting for? I was rooting for The Undertaker because, I know you don't, this is not backstory, but me and my grandma and I loved wrestling. And surprisingly, this was almost 10 years since I watched WrestleMania. My first WrestleMania was WrestleMania 19. I know this is not really interesting for those who are just there. I'm just saying this because I want to say it. So one thing I would like to say is every WrestleMania I was always Undertaker, no matter what. Even it was with the Batista, whether it was Shawn Michaels, or even with Triple H in the last 2 years. I was still Undertaker, loud and proud, no matter what. So once again, I had to go for a 21. And what's surprisingly, the match continued well. And I thought CM Punk was gonna put Undertaker when CM Punk was trying to go through the announcer's table. He got hurt really bad. I think he broke a rib or something tonight. So one thing's for sure, I thought that was gonna be like turning point. I thought the table was gonna break, but I guess not. Pretty close calls. Undertaker tried to go for a last stride. Punk called in Paul Heyman for the excuse me. Hold on a sec. Sorry about that. Alright, so CM Punk asked Paul Heyman for the urn as Undertaker was doing the last stride, which he kicked out of. This turned out to be a turn of events of CM Punk trying to go for the GTS while Undertaker going for the tombstone. This ended up being, of course, Undertaker going for the tombstone. 1, 2, 3. Undertaker's now 21-0. He now possesses the urn, and Undertaker rides into sunset. Perfect, once again. Next match, Triple H, Lesnar, no holds bars. If Triple H lost, he would retire. First to enter out, Shawn Michaels, great ovation. Brock Lesnar, he looked pretty damn well tonight. I gotta admit, Brock has not looked better in years. Last time we saw Brock Lesnar fight was, let's see, WrestleMania 20, and no one wants to go that route again. And then Triple H entered with his stage from last year, the Skull and Bones. This match I thought it would actually come be more bloodier, but then again, they have to make it a whole PG again, which I don't mind at all. Throughout the match, we had steel chairs, we had the steel steps, and that was pretty much it. Not really much of a no holds barred. Oh, and Brock Lesnar superplexing Triple H to the Spanish announce table. That's pretty much it. Yay! But then Triple H pulled out the equalizer, the sledgehammer. But Brock Lesnar kept on. when he was trying to go for an F5 on Triple H, or Brock Lesnar was doing an F5 on Triple H, and Shawn Michaels tried to do it for the switch in music, but Brock Lesnar caught him and then put him in the F5. And then Triple H throughout the match tried to put on the Kimura lock on Lesnar. He put it on 3 attempts, but then he kept on slamming him through the steel steps. And one of the times, it would actually be Paul Heyman trying to grab the steel chair and hit Triple H, but Shawn Michaels went for the switch in music. Therefore, Paul was completely out once again. Then it would turn out to be the end of events of Triple H giving the pedigree to Triple H. Triple H doing the pedigree on Brock Lesnar on the steel steps, giving him the 1, 2, 3. And then we had the Hall of Fame ceremony tonight, which was, I gotta admit, I've seen the show, but I gotta say, on Tuesday, it's gonna be an amazing show. With Mick Foley, Booker T, Donald Trump, Trish Stratus. I'm congratulating Trish for having your kid that she's gonna come in September. Congratulations a lot to you and your family. I wish you well. Alright, with that in mind, we go into the main attraction of WrestleMania this year. Of course, we have The Rock and John Cena. You know, last year I said John Cena to win. Who did I pick this year? Who do you think I'm gonna pick? Cena, of course. Well, it was kinda... It's not like I don't like The Rock, but with The Rock being the WWE Champion and the next pay-per-view is called Extreme Rules, if he still wants to keep a movie career, I don't think he wants to go to a pay-per-view called Extreme Rules. So it kind of makes perfect sense to John Cena win the title, right? I mean, I'm going to get a whole lot of hate mails from the Rock fans, but I know Rock can still whoop candy ass anyway, but then again, you want to make Rock go back to movies, or... I don't know, never mind that. So throughout the match, we had different similarities. We had, like last year, apparently The Rock was actually going to do the You Can't See Me with the 5-knuckle shuffle, but instead of doing the People's Elbow. And then once again, Cena was going to do what he messed up last year. He went on for the People's Elbow, except this time he grabbed onto the ropes, and throughout the match. And then John Cena went for rock bottoms, attitude adjustments. Actually, I almost thought that The Rock was going to do an attitude adjustment, but I guess not. And then in the end, John Cena went for another AA for like maybe the 5th time through the match. Who knows? I forgot. I lost count. And the cover, 1, 2, 3, John Cena is your new WWE Champion. So we got a mixed crowd that night. So it was like, half was like chanting, the other one was booing, and one guy over there says, I don't care. The one thing I liked about that is, during the end, I actually saw a Patrick Star dirt face. Yeah, it's like, if you don't know what that means, it's kind of like the new internet meme or something. It's the stupid Patrick face from the SpongeBob movie. You might have to see it little bits, but you can try to see it. So at the end of the match, it would be The Rock giving Stone Cold, The Rock giving John Cena a handshake and a hug, and then John Cena left the ring. The Rock was just standing there getting an ovation. And then the end, The Rock went up the ramp with John Cena. John Cena held The Rock's hand, they held each other's hand, fireworks went off, WrestleMania ends 29. So, what do I think of all of it? I think it was okay. I mean, some of the matches I've heard on Spoilers Alert is saying, don't watch this. Well, I say, I don't care. WrestleMania is one of those traditions for me. And out of the matches, let's see what I got. I got a win on The Miz, lost on The Shield and Henry, and I got a win on Team Hell No, lost on Fandango. Wait, hold on. I got a win on Miz, lost on Shield and Henry, Hell No win, Fandango loss, Alberto, Tanker, Triple H, and Cena. I so far got like a 6 out of 3 win tonight, and I'm actually proud of it. The one thing I did not approve of is P. Diddy's performance tonight. I mean, at least with Flow Rider last year, it was better. No offense. I don't know. I don't care. Well, that's the end of this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys comment, like, subscribe, do all that other kind of stuff. At least mention me sometime, please. I'm bored over here. So, once again, I am glad to do this, and who knows, I might doing a special review later on in the summer, if you know what I mean. That's right, I'm planning on going to SummerSlam once again, and I'm gonna this time try to do a review. Well, I hope you guys See you soon. Later.